Yo, what's up? Mikey, Ariel, Metro, Joe, DD, Massive Zen, Tramadol, what's up? All right, man, let's cover AMC. All right, a couple of patterns I was tracking on Friday. Okay, we have a projector. We didn't have a projector pattern, but with this being a fractal, the accuracy of this completing the sequence is less than, you know, a pattern that's 1-to-1. But here is the projector. I am very bullish on AMC in the short term. I said last week that, well, last week specifically being a more of a theta crush week for options, that going into the middle of September time, we would have some kind of bounce, some kind of short-term bounce, and then again more theta crush going into the October point of interest. So this is why this is a cycle analysis video, because I'm going to cover the cycle here. But I gotta turn the music down a little bit, save it for the rallies, right? I was being a little quiet there. Man, I love this price action, though. This is what I miss on AMC that we haven't seen in a really long time. And then now that Ape is back in, we have less shares outstanding. That is going to make it a lot easier for AMC to go up and down. So a lot of volatility, but I'm loving the price action here. The price action is what I miss, man. This is it right here. All right, so intraday, we'll look at the chart here, but intraday, we're looking pretty good. This pattern right here very common pattern that we see. This is the blue pattern. Let's pull that up here and bring it up for reference. Okay, but we have the blue pattern way over here. I'm going to take this entire thing. Intraday, man, make this thing really small. Alright, so you can see right here there's a little bit of inverse patterns. We can see from this little section right here, the levels are the same. We have our high, our low, and then the blue pattern here is following through, but we are starting to see it stray away a little bit. So potentially could see some upside the same way I treat the cycle, in that anywhere in the cycle, right? This arc in the cycle, same thing. Okay, we look at the red portion and the green portion. Those are where we track inverse patterns. So you can see right here on this point of interest, we had the complete opposite happening. It's one of the first inverse patterns we've seen on the entire AMC cycle. This was an inverse squeeze. Okay, so the price goes from $80 to 10. Basically the same thing as if AMC were to go up 500 or 600%. So inverse squeeze, we have an inverse POI, and then right in between, we tend to trade sideways. But it's pretty weird now that we're starting to see this blue pattern come up here in the algorithm, because it's not. So the blue pattern here is not. We're not seeing the same, like, one-to-one, right? Fractal is anything that happens where you stretch a pattern out, you make it larger or you make it smaller. That's a fractal. And then right now on the cycle, let's take this little portion here and see if there's any correlation. But we flip the chart. Yeah, so there is a little bit of correlation here between the two right here. And then it kind of stops. Well, it doesn't really stop tracking. This is still pretty good to me. Following the downside here, obviously. Following the downside. Yeah, dude, this is right here, man. Right here. We flip this. These two. It almost looks more like this over here. Oh my god, bro. And that's the thing about tracking the cycle, is that you have in the entire sequence, you're not going to see the same, like the exact same pattern happening. You're going to see a similar structure, but these will change in between, or at least what I've seen before is that we see certain sections flipped around. So you can have this right here play out over here, and then this section play out over here. There's really no order in the middle, right? In the beginning and in the end, you typically tend to see very little correlation with the structure of the pattern. You just see that the direction is the same. Right, these are both inverse, the same, and then right here we would be expecting some upside going into October time. But right in the middle, we see very accurate patterns. That's why every time we come into this blue pattern, for those of you that have been here for years, we've been tracking the blue pattern in the cycle that is very, very accurate. We come way back here, these sections of the cycle. One of the ones that I talk about a lot is this one. This is really where the blue pattern came in, because if you take this entire section here and you bring it back below, okay, here's the blue pattern inverse. You can see it's the same structure of a pattern, and then right in between here we have the inverse effect playing out. So it's the same, it's basically the same thing. You just have the algorithm doing something funky right in the middle of that. Now, because we are here somewhere, I'm going to take this entire pattern and I'm going to flip it. Over here, because there is definitely correlation between these two. I mean, guys, look at this. What the hell? And it kind of goes with the with my thesis here, in that if the price starts to climb back up towards October time, we would have a parabolic arc. So this is the arc, the entire arc setup inverse. Just looks a little bit different, but it basically rides up. You have a parabolic arc, and then you guys know how that works. Parabolic arcs are really bullish because you're just putting pressure on the shorts as you're climbing up. GME did the same thing before it went to 500 in January. So AMC is doing like a mini version of that, going into that October time, which is the next point of interest in the cycle. Now I'm going to talk about my projections based on this. So on the 4-hour, we just have a blue spot. On the daily, we don't have it yet, but I think we're getting close. We're getting close. When this thing comes down here mid-September time, we should be getting close to it, kind of like what we did in January. See this right here, how long it took. Or again, mid-September time. See. Also, guys, what is this, man? We got 100 people in here. We got 10 likes. What is this? Just make sure you guys smash that like button, guys. Smash that thing. I got something pretty awesome here that I'm going to introduce, and it's fighting back a little bit. All right, I'm fighting back a little bit. No hate on TradingView specifically, because I think these guys are awesome, and you know, I mean, the charting system on TradingView is just OP. But where is the option chain, my guy? Where is the option chain? Because we don't have the option chain. Okay, so what I did, something pretty cool. I made a calculator, man. I made an options calculator that takes into account the Greeks. So delta, gamma, theta. The only thing that this thing is that does not calculate based on the chart and what the chart provides, because all you need is, for this formula, you need the price, the current price, and you need implied volatility. Implied volatility is not something we can fetch from TradingView because they don't have an option chain. So it's not possible to do that. So you do have to come up with your own third-party source and input that in. But if you have that in, the results here are basically the same as you would get from your broker or any other third-party application that you use. So in this case, I'm going to give you guys some examples here, because these are some options that, and it gives you some calculations here. It's pretty cool. So don't take this as financial advice, because it's not. It's just these are theoretical prices based on the implied volatility that you put. Look at how much it changes if I do 400, right? You're going to get a completely different calculation here. So you got to go based on what the broker is providing here. Right now, I'm going to give you guys an example on some of these expiration dates. So we're going to use September. We're going to go October just for fun here. We're going to do the 20th. October 20th, AMC. And I'm going to do... Cool thing about this, guys, is that you can have an exit date. So it calculates it based on the exit date and the expiration date, but you do have to have a custom strike and then a custom target as well. Because if you don't select these, it just provides the 200-day SMA as a target price for that. So for this, let's use October 20th as an expiration date, and I'm going to pick a random strike just for this example. I'm going to pick the $15 strike. And I'm going to say my target is 12, okay, for this example. Implied volatility right now is sitting at around 130. And if you guys look right now, the current price of the $15 strike is $1.74. The ask is 176 and the bid is 172. So if you come and look at the current price down here based on that, it's 178. So it's very close to it. We're talking pennies apart, which is something you're not going to get on TradingView. TradingView doesn't provide an option chain, so that's why I made this. Really cool stuff. Now, AMC is trading at 13 bucks. The price. Why did I do 12 for the price target, bro? 15. There we go. Change it up a little bit. 15. I'm gonna do, yeah, leave the strike. 15. Buy 920. So this is just an example, but if you were to take the current price of AMC and you're trying to calculate, you know, what your profit would be if you were doing options, this is going to do that for you. You also have to input the quantity, so how many contracts you have. If I put 100, okay, it'll calculate it based on that. So that's about for $1. That's a lot. So that's about 18,000. 18,000 right there, and then the percent change would be about 25 if by this September 20th the price closes at 15 bucks. For the expiration date of October 20th. So just a little example of how this works, but you can shift it around. You can, you know, move the strike, I don't know, 25. Let's do something further out. Implied volatility is at 145. And the target, I'm going to move it to 20. You can see how this drastically changes here, but if the price moved to 20 bucks with a strike price of 25 on the 20th, current price is about 48 cents. If you look at your broker, it's trading at, ask is 48. And it says that about a 268% change. Yeah, man. So pretty accurate stuff. Again, implied volatility is key here for that. But if you guys want to use this, click the link below. It'll take you to the indicator section. And you guys can look at that there. There's a 5-pack that I have right now that you guys can sign up for if you would like, or the Patreon also membership for the Discord also gives you the option calculators. Pretty cool stuff. Check it out. Yeah, I don't know why I put 12 bucks there. I'm over here like, bro, this AMC price here is tweaking everybody out right now, right? Including myself. Like, yo, this thing fell from 50 bucks to 10. And that's why you got to be like, well, it's going to bounce at some point. I mean, not that it has to, but unless it has really crappy fundamentals, there's no reason why this shouldn't bounce here. We do have the projector forming, guys. Projector pattern is forming here, and we're just slightly delayed on the price action here. I'm gonna take the entire pattern, bring it back over here. So we can calculate some of these levels based on the first move. So if we were looking at the pattern here, right, it's definitely calling for upside like yesterday, right? So we don't have that happening right now. We're seeing the chart start to go back up. We're up 1.26, and it's coming up here. So the like where we see the cycle normally go up when looking at the projector is right around here, which is what we saw, right? But then it traded, it traded sideways. We have some, again, that theta crush here overnight, over the weekend. We have a 4-day week. Something else, guys, to see here is that, when AMC came up in June 2021, that was a 4-day week. So we have a 4-day week, and it's the same kind of time structure too. It's early in September, and AMC had done its thing in June, early June. So similar correlation with that. But in order for something like this to actually play out, we would need to see AMC go up quite a bit. I mean, we're talking, yeah, it would be a pretty hefty move. But considering the price just went down, yeah, look at that. Guys, that is just crazy. 630%. We're going to call it that. We're going to go based on that, not this. Negative 86 equates to a 630% move to the upside. Anybody who shorted it, use this number instead. Going up to it. So if you think about it, this is not that much with what just happened. This massive move down. It's not that much. And like look at this for reference, okay? Going back to November of 2020, the price did something similar. It fell down. It's a lot quicker here. It's a lot faster, meaning that a dead cat, even a dead cat setup here, if it did happen, which I think this is going to be, this is the low. If it's not the low, we're very close, because we are at new levels. This chart doesn't show it, but if you go on TD Ameritrade, it'll show you new lows that we haven't seen. Yeah, I don't know why they're showing different charts, but here is, we're looking at the same levels. Instead of taking a fib or anything, just looking at the same levels here, you can see that it goes up the same way. It goes up to 25, and then it comes back down sometime going into next week. So this is why I'm comfortable with the with being bullish on AMC right now in the short term. I don't think that going up to it here, if it does start climbing above these levels at 26, 27, then yeah, we can definitely see, that $30 range and higher. But to me, it looks like it's going to come up and then fake out to create a projector here, a short-term projector. I think this is overdue on AMC, considering it has fallen down since June of 2021, and most stocks have already reversed up, coming up from these levels. Carvana, AI, okay, all these stocks, guys, that are doing this or have already done this. AMC's turn to do it next, in my opinion. You just gotta hold. We gotta hold these levels. But look at that, man. Intraday, it's coming back up. You know what this reminds me of a lot too? Like this little weird setup here. I'm gonna pull it up. A screenshot here of intraday. Okay, let's pull this up. I think it happened sometime in March, but I want to make no, it didn't. This was I think it was August of 2021. It could have been September 2, September 30th. Looks a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so I want to show you guys what we're dealing with here intraday. I want to compare a time that is showing similarities here with the chart. So I'm going to take a screenshot and pull it up. Okay, so here is, and I've done this before multiple times, guys. This doesn't mean like just take this with definitely take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's I just want to show you guys the correlation that I'm seeing here. So this starts, no, it's not 8, it's 8:30, and it goes to 3 o'clock here. So Central, looking at Central. So we're just gonna line everything up here. This. Okay, and what I'm seeing right off the bat is, so we have that intraday pump, and volume is key here. Volume is key, because what happened in September, on September 30th, we had AMC exercise a bunch of shares, and that kind of happened out of nowhere. It was late Thursday, and then you just see like the price drastically go up. So right here, you can see intraday, the price does something similar. Like it pumps, it goes up 2%, and then it starts climbing down very quickly. So a lot of volatility here, but now it's coming back up to those levels again here around midday. So the structure is not one-to-one. This doesn't look one-to-one, but it's similar. It's similar. We have a pump. It dumps. It kind of trades sideways here, goes up a little bit, starts climbing back down, but then it puts pressure. And as soon as we cross intraday resistance, we come back down, we create one step, and then the price starts to rally. And this is where volume is key, because you're not going to see, if something like this were to happen intraday, you wouldn't see it happen very little volume escalating. Like this candle right here on the chart is a pretty massive candle. Man, I should have taken a screenshot of the volume too. All right, let's take a screenshot of the volume. Again, take this with a grain of salt, because it's very unlikely, guys, that something like this, not very unlikely, but we've tracked this before, and intraday we have seen things like this happen, but just showing you guys some correlation here in case we do see some price action. The cool thing about stuff like this is that why I take reference patterns and overlay them on top is because, you know, like when you catch something, if you catch it earlier, the better. All right, so here you can see the volume. It's very, very low, and then once you come up here and you cross resistance, you start to see that volume increase very quickly. Like this thing just goes. Volume here. Okay, you can see it's kind of low. Starting to see some green candles come in, some like higher green candles, but overall it's pretty low. The volume levels here are completely different. You can see the threshold here is taken from the intraday low, and then once it starts coming in, it will adjust the volume chart based on that. So think of this, this little threshold right here being this threshold right here. So if we started to see something similar in volume, it would be like way up here, way up there. But I love the chart right now, man. Look at that, up 2.2% already, getting ready to cross resistance. The reason I'm pulling this up is because of the projector pattern. I don't do this every day. I mean, I only pull stuff up like this if I see that the volume and the price looks bullish, and right now it does. It looks very bullish. So why I'm pulling up these reference patterns, because I think that there's potential. There's potential, man, today. $2.27. Look at that, man. Look at that, yeah. And this is what this is what we're used to, bro. For the rallies, this is what we're used to. It always creates, there's always that first pump, and look at that volume coming in already. We're starting to, that's a massive candle right there, dude. All right, let's see how much volume that was. Pull up the volume indicator here. Status volume. Look at that, 100K. 1 minute, starting to see it could come higher, and it still is not crossed, or it's getting very close, but it has not crossed intraday resistance yet. Okay. We are coming up to resistance on the changes indicator, so right around 3%. Riding up, looks like a parabolic arc. So if it crosses this level here, this is going to be the third time it's testing this range. So that's pretty bullish as well if it does cross. Look at that, guys. Look at that, man. Okay, 3.3% already. There goes the volume, guys. Right there. Back to back, 2 green candles. Okay, look at guys. Something's going on here. All right, let's bring back that intraday image here real quick, because I think that gonna be something to track here. Especially if this keeps pushing back up and we start to see more volume like this come in. Back to back, we want to see a lot of green here. Cross resistance. But look at this, descending channel on the changes indicator. This is going to be the 4th test here. Let's check this out here, because if this breaks, I would expect the price to continue to go up. Look at that, clean rejection on every single time it's crossed this here. So, or tested it. Now we're starting to see a break, and this song is just not it right now, bro. Give me some pump up. Bro, what happened to my playlist? Yeah, Spotify just like updated the thing here, and I can't find my playlist. Bro, we are like rallying right now. Oh my god, bro. All right, hold up. Yo! Yo, yo, yo. Guys, I think this is playing out earlier than expected, but holy damn. Okay, hold up, hold up. Yo, 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 yo. Guys. Guys, were we not just looking at this pattern right now, bro? I'm telling you, dude, when the price looks ready to pop and go, this thing is... Look at that volume, guys. The cross here. The volume... The algorithm is doing this just a little bit earlier here intraday, but we're definitely getting that resistance cross. Even if this were to come down here... Looking at these levels, looking at this right on top, it crosses briefly, comes down, and then starts to pick back up, come back up. Oh yeah, let's get it. Let's get it, dude. All right. About time. It's about time, bro. You gotta make sure some of these things are checked off. So we got changes up here. Get this stuff out here. Changes is set. We got a break. Guys, I want to make sure you guys can see this. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. So retest 1, 2, 3, 4 is a break. It's coming back into the channel. But it's a break, and a break is all you need, man. It's all you need. All right, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Smashing that. Smash the like. We got to get the OG peeps back in here for this rally that is primed to happen, man. It's looking really good right now. We're going to have to pump some Taylor Swift, some Karma, man, for the Swifties, bro. We're going to make this happen. Are the Swifties going to make this happen, bro? Right on time, baby. I mean, even the volts indicator here is looking real good. You can see that it's coming very close to that first liquidity zone. What is this? What is this? See what the volume is looking like here. 15 second. Definitely love this, man. Bullish pressure. Love it. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's go. Oh yeah. 1 minute right there. Boom. Look at this volume, guys. Look at the volume. Look at the volume right here. September 30th. Right there. Here's the threshold. Here's the cross. Here's the threshold, and here is the cross. Wow. Milo, thank you, man. OG peeps. A little hovering projector right here. This already it's starting to look a lot like, here, I'll pull it up. Where is it, man? Right here. Yeah, very similar to something like this. And this would kind of play out with the intraday September 30th. Similar, probably similar levels, guys. Here. Yep, right there. Literally, guys, look at that. The same freaking levels, man. That would be about 1540, 1550 if it does something like this, which would not be bad, dude. That is a nice freaking continuation here. Oh my god, 20% move. If it does happen. Again, you got to take it with a grain of salt, man. You got to be careful. You never know with the chart right now, but I will say that the volume is looking really freaking good. And if it does continue to track, you're going to see this come back up, and it's going to keep going. Look at that, guys, too. Spots indicator, a new update on this, but now it tracks. So it tells you the spot, the last spot, and it tells you how much the price has increased from that spot. So right now we have, from this blue spot, we have a 5% increase high, and then the current high is 3.8%. Really cool stuff. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. All right, paying attention to this little box right here. Make our little box for support. Text, support. Right around here would be support. Be ideal to start climbing up by 12. Look at that, respecting the blue curve line. That's a good sign if it respects it and we don't get another spot here. If we get a pink spot, I would be like, you know, but we're not. We're getting a nice little bounce here, rejection on support, which is good. Want to reject the support trend line, man. Look at that. Look at that volume. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go, Amy. Let's go. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
One, two, three.
I am going to take this out because nope, not that. This out for right now. I want to see, look, because on this September 30th, it looks to me like we're right here based on the tracking. So that means that if we have something similar happen, we would have this entire move here going up to $15. And this happened, so right now it's 12. This happened at around 1 o'clock Central.
One, two, three.
You know what? What if like this could be like this right now too, guys. I mean, could be a little bit behind. That would mean that right in the next 5 minutes something would happen here. That would be awesome. Let's get it. I wonder if they're like pricing in like, look, this is just a guess, but in the algorithm right now, so remember, a bounce here, even a bounce that comes up to 15 or 20, wherever, and it trades sideways, that's a hefty move. But because we just had an inverse squeeze, like this is like natural price action, like for something like this to happen. It doesn't really change the points of interest in the cycle because we've already experienced like error in the cycle right here. This thing going up 100% and then dumping immediately, canceling that out. And then we have it coming back to track the cycle inverse, and now we're starting to see this this sort of like short-term covering on some of these shorts. But now my theory is, what if these guys are just scared, bro, of these like numbers that are gonna come out? Cause like, dude, Taylor Swift, bro, she is setting records, and Swifties, I mean, that ain't no joke, bro. I have personally been to a Taylor Swift concert myself, so I would know. I would know, man. Not that I'm a Swiftie fan or anything, but I've been to a Taylor Swift concert with my girlfriend, and that right there, man, should tell you, like, dude, that stuff is crazy. It really is. So I'm thinking that if the price is going up because these guys are scared of the Swifties, man, the Swifties they're probably going to break some records on AMC, and that's going to be game changer. I think that would be a major catalyst here. Even though it came out that they're selling tickets, she sold out already. The results of how much money that's going to bring in when this whole thing goes through, like even the people trying to get tickets after, she sold out stadiums. So thinking about that, if she sells out completely, like for weeks, that is, I feel like this has to do with that, man. I don't know. Like these guys are pricing that in already. They're getting ready for the effect, man. That could be the catalyst. That could be the catalyst. Okay, so something to invalidate an intraday pattern like this would mean that we fully cross support here. Like this thing comes down and we come down to like lower levels like 13 again, right? If we come back down to 13, that wouldn't be good. But the important thing also, because we are using a reference pattern, is that this section that we're seeing right here is actually playing out a lot earlier in the pattern here. This goes up to 3 o'clock, from 3 o'clock to 30 right there. You can see that we're right in the middle. So here, if we take a look at the levels, we could also be right here. Like you can see the price goes up. Even though it doesn't come all the way up to resistance, it still comes up and then it trades sideways there until it, comes back up and then it starts to go. Because this doesn't happen until 2 o'clock. Really, 145, like 145-ish. So that, it still leaves you some time in case the price does trade sideways or comes back down. It doesn't mean that the pattern is done. It just means that it probably spread out a little bit more. Again, volume is key. I got. Look, man, it's the you get dragged into it, is what it is. But yeah, man, it is what it is. One thing we like, and the fact that it has to do with AMC, like we can't deny that the effect is real, man. The Swifty effect is real here. But personally, my music taste is not on that realm, but you gotta go, man. You gotta go. It's like, are we all Swifties now? Is that what it is? Let me take a look at some other stuff here, man. Shake it off, right? Yeah, man. Some of the songs, man, they have some subliminal messages. Maybe on AMC, right? Amy. It's just big. It really is big news. I think if there was a catalyst that would show and reflect on the price, just the way these, again, the Swifties are, I think, you know how much money this girl has brought into the economy, which is something else we got to think about. The amount that her tours have brought into the economy, like, that's a huge number. It's actually helped the economy. So that's something else I'm looking at here, specifically with this being AMC. If she's done that for her tours and, like, all the fans that were, like, not able to go to her, like, her concerts and stuff, I'm just thinking, like, if there's, like, any kind of trend on TikTok, think about this. Any kind of trend, if she's streaming a concert movie thing on AMC, just think about what that's going to do on TikTok, on YouTube and stuff. I'm just speculating, right? I'm not, it's just speculation on that. But I'm just thinking about the effect that's going to have on the amount of people that would show up to something like that. Right? Because this is why I'm telling you guys the fundamental part just doesn't check out for me for this thing to come down into the dollar level. If it's going to turn around, it's going to do it because the fundamentals are fine. Especially if this is something that will change the game forever, right? Because we really haven't seen, at least I don't think, before that, I think maybe a few times this has happened where they streamed, like, we had it, AMC back, I think, in 2022 or 2021, where they streamed, like, some football games or something. But, being that it's... Yo, wait, why am I being disconnected right now? Whoa. I'm being shorted. Okay, what the heck? I got disconnected. You guys see that? I got disconnected for a sec. For a little sec. I'm back, though. Yes, we are looking at mRNA as one of the biggest plays right now on the Discord. And I'll show you guys, man. I'll do a little update. Thank you, Matt, for reminding. mRNA, you've been tracking this pattern for a little bit, almost a year now. But the pattern has been tracking since April. And I posted this later in the game, but you guys can go back and, check the when we talked about this back in January. But I was calling for these levels, man. 95 was that level. And if you come back, look at how accurate this pattern has been playing out. It came down. It got the spring. Fully played this on the Discord. But this spring right here, crucial to the mRNA sequence. And now we're starting to see potential upside here. I'm giving you guys this as a little peek here on how the plays are structured here on the Discord, but it has to do a lot with patterns, man, and the pattern scanner that we use to find these. Okay, back to AMC, taking a look at the setup here and see what we got. Okay, so we briefly crossed. We have a pink spot here. The previous one, you can see it fell down very quickly, and then it started to climb back up as soon as we started to get a short pink curve, which looks like we're going to get something like this. This is going to be the test here, guys. If it crosses, it's very likely this is gonna continue to go back up. I'm going to give you guys a couple of scenarios on what I see happening, and we are going to use the ghost feed for this. So based on this, just giving it a little bit of an average, but I would see something like that, and a continuation. That would be one, and anything to the downside, and we're probably still going to get a bounce here soon, but we're at resistance right now. So this is a short-term resistance. The other thing would be that it does something like this, and then it continues to fall down. That would be an inverse. You can see that we just crossed right here, but this would be considered a inverse M decline pattern, which can still go up here if it retests support. But it's looking to me like we're going to cross and we're going to keep going up just because of volume. It's just my thoughts. Something like this would be ideal. I mean, it's coming way up here to the 14, crossing 14. Then if we zoom out of the chart, then what we have right now is the projector. Here's the projector. And we could start looking at all of these, the next set of levels, which would be, well, yeah, 15 and then 17. And then from there, well, you let the chart do what the chart's going to do, but you got to track the first levels you got to track are those 15, 17, and then from there it would be potentially a full cross to 25. Yeah. Uh-oh.
My body was sacred. My words were sacred. My time was sacred.
Together we stand.
The property I owned was sacred. And these inviolable sanctities were preserved in those words.
So this one here would not be a valid pattern to track right now at this this specific moment. The support trend line is being respected still, but we don't want to cross below 1330, in my opinion. Not that we can't go up after that, guys, but I personally wouldn't want to cross that level in the short term if there's still going to be a continuation here. I like that, man. I like the optimism, Matt. Try putting the top. Are we top? Just curious. Similar. The top of this pattern or the projector? Projector. Oh, you're talking about this one, the intraday one? So the intraday one, for it to be a... Yeah, these definitely look similar. You are right, man. It does. So the thing about this, too, though, is this could definitely be the case. But looking at it from a... like a level, like tracking the levels, the high and the low, I really like the intraday pump and then kind of dump setup. I was bullish in the beginning. I thought it was going to keep going up, but we had a dump here, and then now we have a complete rejection of that. So we're starting to come back up, and it looks like we're respecting the support trend line that we drew here. So I want to be optimistic, right? That the price is going to start coming back up, and that this is just a short-term fake out. But it's also possible, right, that the price bounces here and then continues to climb back down. It's also a possibility. So, and one more thing, too. This would then be considered a sped up version of the intraday pattern. A little bit sped up. The one that we have tracking right now goes all the way up to 3. So 1 minute here. Oh, man, So from here to about 3. So this is the original pattern from 12:30, and then again, you guys can see right here the price goes up, it starts climbing down, and then it kind of creates it does kind of create that parabolic arc setup. It goes like that, and then it just goes goes up. Why I think we need to respect support here, because if we don't, then the structure is just going to look completely different, and yeah, at that point we'd be tracking something else. But pink curve is developing now. A short pink curve with a blue spot is bullish. Right there. You want to see that? Show you guys another example. Right here. See, this is the fake out I'm talking about here. See how this happens here? It's a very quick pink curve, blue spot. The price just keeps going. Is it possible that market makers see the same algo patterns and try to stop them from happening? Anything could stop the current chart from, and this happens a lot in the crypto space, but it's basically margin calls and yeah, hedge funds margin calling other hedge funds, the market makers and stuff with these like error spikes in the cycle. But you can see that this was clearly one because it was a pump and dump, and so the price pumped, it dumped, it came back into the cycle, and then it started to track again. So yes, that is very possible. It happens all the time. But specifically just because somebody else is tracking it, I think this is a very niche thing. Like this whole thing, it's not something that many traders know, like tracking patterns and how algorithms use these patterns and repeat these patterns, sort of like rinse and repeat these patterns over the years. I think there has to be an algorithm that does this, and it has to be in the correct events that happen around the world. BlackRock, Vanguard being the big guys owning the majority of the big companies. It's sort of like just meant to happen. I mean, you can't really pamper around the algorithm because it disrupts the entire cycle of the entire market. So you can't just mess around with one stock and, you know, like be changing them like every single day, or because no, it wouldn't make sense. It would disrupt the entire algorithm because they're all connected together, in my opinion. I think every stock in the market is connected in some form of way. Why you get certain sectors pumping and then, you know, other sectors in the past pumping right after. And I've just seen it way too many times. And to this day, man, it will continue being a theory speculation, right? But there's just so much correlation and such a strong argument against the ones that say that, you know, price discovery is completely natural. For sure. And thank you, Matt, man. Yeah, it's the Discord is great. You know, we have a good and amazing, you know, community in there with similar minds, right, to this approach, this cycle approach that is, you know, trying to crack the code, man, on what these guys are doing in the algorithm, and you know, trying to fight against that. Why I'm really I try and get these tools out to you guys, like the option calculator being one of them, because I believe this has a lot to do, and in the future I'm going to try and actually plot this data onto the chart. I've already been messing with that a little bit, but I think stuff like this really does help uncover you know, what's going on behind the doors. Because, like, you do have to think, guys, if the algorithm and, you know, for AMC and a bunch of these other stocks, it relies a lot on the option chain. And the fact that TradingView doesn't have at least just access, give me the option charts. The option charts, there's a lot of data on there that I use. I use to this day. I use most of it on Thinkorswim with some of these indicators that just tell a completely different story. And that's the thing. That's why, you know, having all this stuff out, man, all these tools available, very helpful. Very, very helpful stuff. But, yeah, man, to your question, too, SPY. We can talk about SPY as well. Some things about SPY. So SPY had a blue spot on Friday. You guys got that Discord alert. The alert system on the Discord also sends spot and volt indicator alerts that trigger high volatility in the markets, mainly in the crypto markets for volt, and then spots is mainly in the stock market. So we had the blue spot here, which is very bullish, guys. The last blue spot that we had on SPY was on March 30th, and look at what happened right after the blue spot. So here's the table. The current chart, you can see that the high is up from the blue spot. This one right here is up 12%. Okay. This blue spot, about 13%. And then the current spot, you can see that it's down. That's completely normal. If the price is going to reject this, you're going to see a complete rejection. But based on the current chart right now, I'm going to pull up some of the patterns that I'm tracking. This is one of them. And this one is calling for a little bit of downside before it starts climbing up. But because this was a intraday pattern that I found, this could be smoothed out. You can see there's a lot of short-term gaps here on the chart as well. Just calling for a continuation upward towards the 460 level. And then here's a couple of other patterns as well, calling for the same thing. So, well, here's this one, right? And not only, guys, this pattern looks very similar. The levels are very similar if you look at the entire chart. So this is why I like it. And there is this one here in 2011. This was bearish, but it's bearish and then it's bullish again. But I don't like this one as much. I like these two the best. I think the markets are getting ready to come back up. Changes indicator. Another thing I look at. We got a bounce off of the threshold level at 0. So every time it comes down here from the highs here at around 10, it bounces back up. Okay, it's the third time it's done it. Right here, one. Nope, it's the fourth. Coming in here, goes up, 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 and now it's starting to climb back up. So I think here we're getting a kind of a cup setup for resistance. So that means that the next target would be somewhere around 14. And we're sitting at about 3%. Let's look at the weekly chart. Another indicator we have is called Copy Pat. Copy Pat is really good at projecting a pattern based on the historical values of a chart. If you guys go and look at this on the indicator tab, so on these scripts, here are these scripts, all the private scripts that I offer, and CopyPat right here is one of the ones that has the projection. You can see that right here. The projection shows all of this happening from the bottom October 30th. If you come back here, that was the bottom, guys, October 30th, and look at this projection that CopyPat had prior to it happening. So a lot of them do happen, and that indicator is not meant to predict price action. It's just meant to show you values using the Fourier transform, show you values that have happened in the past, and it just gets the levels for you, man. Basically gets the levels for you to a T, and then a potential projection on that. But you know, I don't use it for forecasting. I just use it to confirm the analysis that I'm already doing. All right, AMC, let's see if it respected support. It is respecting support very well. Look at that. In the 5-minute chart, it's just trading sideways on support. It has not crossed support, guys. Support right there. So it looks like right about now, if the price is going to continue to rise back up, it looks like if we come back down to support at 325, the price would need to start climbing back up here. We would need to create some kind of a cup setup. I've seen something like this happen before where the price, it comes back down, you get your little spring, and then it develops into this little cup. And then right around here, which looks pretty symmetrical to me, that would be the test. If it retests back up to 14, right around 14, in my opinion, this is going to keep going up. But it has to do something like this. If it doesn't, and it, you know, gets to the halfway mark, then you're going to get a flag. You get a flag. Flags typically break down because the algorithm loves breaking them down. But AMC has shown to like the cup setup. The cup setup on AMC, for some reason, it never creates the cup and the handle. It always just creates a cup and then goes. So maybe we'll get the cup without the handle this time. If we get the cup without the handle, then you already know, man. It's elephants in the chat. These indicators are on TradingView, man. So if you go on the link below, TWE charts, it'll take you straight to the indicator tab, and it shows you a little preview of each one. The only one that doesn't have a preview right now is the option calculator, because this one I just released yesterday. And I talk about this one on the Discord. There's a few videos that I posted. But everything else has a how-to, and it has a little preview of how the indicators work. So you get Volt right here. Amazing at crypto. I'm not going to go over each one, but Spots is the one that's currently on the chart, and then CopyPat is the one that projects the pattern. And then we also have All-in-One. All-in-One is the indicator that we use to compare the entire market. You get up to 20, but you can hack it and just add like 6 all-in-one, which is exactly what I do on this guy over here. All-in-one is great. All-in-one stocks. Show you guys how I do this. All-in-one is down here. It might cut off a little bit on the screen. Yep, it's gonna cut off because it's. But all the stocks are here, and I have. Here's my little hack to you guys. Okay, so down here, maybe you guys can see that all the way to the right. I have all-in-one, but I have 6 of them put together, which gives me 120 stocks to overlay. And then this is tracking the, it's using the changes indicator. So you get changes with this too. All-in-one gives you changes indicator, and it gives you the values of each one. So you can track this on the minute chart, which is amazing for spotting breakouts in the market. Instead of looking at the stock and the value, this will show you the historical chart based on the input that you put in. I have it set to really low right now, but normally it's at 50, so I'm going to change them all to 50. Now it's taking into account 50 bars on the minute chart, and you can see that right here. We have CGC being at the lowest right now, is at -7%. Even though it's high today, right? You can see that there's a lot of volatility on CGC, a cannabis stock. But then you can come on top and be like, all right, here is NVAX. So NVAX on the chart, you can see that it is breaking out. It's higher than the 120 stocks that I have in here. It's higher than those right now. It's up 7% for the day. So that's basically how it works. This is really nice. This is my favorite indicator for breakouts. You can see all the sparks here. Look at that. See NVAX right here is climbing back up as the volume increases. So all these indicators, guys, you get a 5-pack. Look at that, NVAX right here. 1% in one candle on this breakout. Looking real good. Yeah, NVAX looks real good. Okay, back to Amy. But you get 5 of those for the indicator pack, but the Discord, obviously the Discord pack you get, that's included. We're at support, so if it's going to climb up here, it should do it very soon. I have a few, man, that I've coded for TOS, but the changes indicator I've coded for TOS because I use that on the options charts. But other than that, I don't have anything else on there because the I do have spots on there as well, but it's a little bit harder to make some of the code happen for TOS than it is PineScript. You guys want to know what's crazy about the option chain too? And why I love using the option chain? Because I'm going to pull up a random strike here. We're going to look at, I don't know, September 15th. I'm going to look at the random one, which is Big 16. And the crazy part about this where is it? Yeah, look, so how I take option chain option patterns and try and figure out what they're going to do next. So I'm going to take the $16 strike here, show you guys what is happening here. So $16 strike on AMC for September 15th. I'm not telling anybody to do anything with these contracts. I'm just showing you the chart so we can overlay it on the So here's the, here's the, it looks a little wonky, right? Because the option charts are always going to have like just a bunch of gaps. But I can see right off the bat what this looks like to me. And there's a few different patterns this looks like. Now, this pattern right here, I'm overlaying it on top of the actual price action, but you can see that they're not the same. Like this is $1.48 and then down here is like 0. That's how option charts behave. They're really weird. And this is like supposed to be like right there, I think. Yeah, something like that. So we'll just put it right there, but I want to go back to November here and take this pattern. No. Right here. You know what? We're gonna ignore looking at it intraday. I want to look at it right here. This is how I look at some of these patterns. So let's stretch this guy out. Few different ways you can do this, but based on this, you could see that some of these levels are the same. And this would be calling for a move in the short term on AMC. This is a $16 strike here that we're looking at. So if it came back up to the $1.48 level where it's currently trading at, that would put AMC around the $16 range, which is currently trading at $13.34 at support. In the short term, probably sometime before the weekends. And then you could see the chart, starts to come back down. And then does something crazy here towards the end. Now, I'm curious to see what this looks like on top of the current chart, because this would give me a point of interest right at the end. So I'm eyeballing this, but I think that right around there is where we're at. So if we take this, oh God, look at this, guys. Look at this beauty here. How you narrow things down even more? Like this. So if this is calling for right around that $16 range here, looking at the option chain. I know a lot of people coming in are probably like, what are you doing? This is an option chart, $16 strike. I'm overlaying it on top of AMC's price right here, not because of the levels at all. We're not tracking the same levels. We're just tracking the same time points of interest here, which we're looking at September 6th. And then back here, October, which is what? The next point of interest. So the option chart structure is already telling me that the next point of interest going into mid of October is accurate in that. Not that it has to happen, right? But it's telling me that right here there is a point of interest. So the chart is not gonna look like that. I think it would look something like this. And then right here, as it's riding up, breaks on in October and starts climbing back up. Would be the only, I think, something that would be more likely to happen rather than it just coming down and back down. We got to get the Swifty numbers. All right, we're going up to that 1 o'clock time. It just crossed support. Where is support? Where's my support trend line? Okay, my support trend line was right here. I don't know where it went. It's right here. So if this is a spring, it's going to go up quickly. It's going to start climbing back up. Otherwise, it's going to ride back down, but it's looking like it's respecting this pretty well because we're getting a nice big candle here. One more time, I'm gonna pull this guy up. Where is it? But going up to it on that pattern we were tracking intraday was September. Which another thing I can do, let's bring it up down here. And it's right here. 5 minute. O'clock time. See how 1 o'clock time right here, it starts climbing up. That, if anything, that's where we would get it. And look at this, guys. NVAX really going at it here from the all-in-one indicator that we just pulled up. Already up 2% from there. Crazy. All right. All right, Amy, what are you doing? Yeah, so if it breaks, resist or support here, if this is a fake out, then next support level I would track would be somewhere around 13. Just because there is a lot of volume there. A lot of volume, so if it's going to get rejected anywhere, it would be somewhere around down those levels. But you got the entire week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for a continuation back up. If this looks very good to me, in that always the pump and dumps in the beginning, followed by a V reversal, which is exactly what we have here. These are very bullish most of the time. I don't see these break below. There's typically a continuation, so that's how I'm treating it. But you always got to be careful and always track the break below, because if it does cross and fake out again down here, then you're starting to get into, okay, well, the stock then might come down a little bit more and trade sideways until it starts climbing back up again. But, I mean, easy steps, man. The thing about AMC right now is that it's in a position to have that relief rally that we're waiting for here. Because it went from 11 to 14, back down to 13, and now we're just trading and waiting for that next leg up. It's easy steps. And then you get to the macro POI, guys. October is when I'm tracking the macro POI. Mid-October. And we'll keep tracking it till then, man. Till see how the price goes from there. All right. So we are going to take a break, man. I'm going to be doing a little bit of analysis here on the markets. If you guys want more info on the markets and tracking and cycles and patterns and indicators, all that good stuff, it's going to be on the Discord on the link below. Alrighty, guys. We'll see what happens here today. I'll keep you guys updated, potentially going into the next couple of trading days. But Amy is looking good, in my opinion. Respecting the $13 range here on this break is ideal. Anything from there, I would see a continuation all the way back up to that 14 level. Now, 14 level, if it does cross that, guys, I'm tracking a few patterns right now. We have the projector, which is right here, and we're tracking the levels, okay? Not tracking the structure, just the levels, which is going to be, again, 16 and then 20 if it does cross that $16 range based on this pattern. Awesome, guys. We'll see you on the next stream. Subscribe, like, you know what to do. Bye-bye, guys.